One mistake that people make over and over again in their divorce is trying to do it themselves. Or they start trying to do it themselves and then they get in so deep and then they discover that they really don't know what they're doing and that it's too much for them. Once it gets to that point, then they get an attorney on board. But by that point, the attorney has more work to do to try to fix the mistakes that were made. And sometimes the attorney is able to fix those mistakes. Other times, the attorney is not able to fix those mistakes. So it's really best to get an attorney on board as soon as possible because it's possible that you may actually save on legal fees if the attorney doesn't have to work backwards and try to fix mistakes that were made. I once had a case where a parent came to me after a temporary hearing, and a temporary hearing is a hearing during a divorce where the court issues an order of how things are going to be with custody and placement and child support while your divorce is going on. And I have parties come to me often after these temporary hearings when the outcome of the temporary hearing was not what they thought. Perhaps their child support was too high. Perhaps they didn't get the placement that they wanted. And once that's set in the temporary hearing, you're probably going to be stuck with that order for a while. So I've had cases where they go into a temporary hearing and the child support amount is set at a level that's too high, but then they continue to have to pay that child support amount either until the end of the divorce or until we're able to get back into court for a new temporary hearing. I've had those cases where it actually ended up costing my client more money in the long run than they would have had they paid their attorney and gotten an attorney up front. Actions that tend to backfire in court include bad-mouthing the other parent to the court and telling lies about the other parent in court. Courts see these types of actions all the time, especially if there's no evidence to back it up. So usually if you go into court and you tell lies about the other parent, it will usually backfire because you will have less credibility in the eyes of the court in the future. What people should do differently in divorce is they should cooperate as much as possible. You can really save on a lot of emotional strife and heartache if you cooperate, follow court orders, and you should fully disclose all of your financial information. The more that you cooperate, the better off you will be, the cheaper your divorce will be, and you will also hopefully save that co-parenting relationship with the other parent that you're going to have until your children turn 18. The advice I would give someone just starting the divorce process is gather all of your financial documents all in one place so that you know what you and your spouse have. Take pictures of any personal property items that you think are more valuable. The next thing that you should do is you should contact an attorney of your choice and schedule a consultation with that attorney who will be able to tell you what your legal options are. It's really best to know what your options are and what your rights are before going into a divorce. So you should find that out as soon as possible.